Hare Krishna, devotees. Thank you so much for joining. Let's get started. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayam Dhiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namo Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Bhutmakadami Padati Swapadanta Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Shri Guru Vaishnavam Shri Asadvajatam Sadhanam Parvatam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sarvabhautam Parichana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Radham Sahitam Shri Vishakam Bhutam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shirade Vindavadishwari Vishwahan Sitavati Pranam Vancha Kalpatripascha Kuta Sindhu Vacha Patitana Vishnu Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Vitali Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Pranam Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauranyam Pujaya Visheshashanam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Guru Gaura Chandraya Radhika Tadani Krishna Krishna Anandali Vikrahari Bhavi Sundarai Tasmai Mahaprema Vasudhara Chaitanya Chandrai Mugam Karoti Vachalam Tangam Gayate Viramvatka Paradam Vande Shri Guru Dinidari Paramanam Namadam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you once again for your kind association. So we'll continue with our Bhakti Vaibhav session. So Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 6 onwards. I'll quickly share my screen. So we discussed all these verses in the last chapter. In the last chapter, how Brahmaji was telling Narad Muni about the creation of the universe. And in that regard, he discussed that how from Karma Daksha Vishnu comes the material nature, and then finally the material nature is impregnated through the medium of Shiva, Shambhu, which is the glance of Karma Daksha Vishnu. And when it is agitated, impregnated, at that time, at first is ahankar that comes out. And from ahankar, which is in three modes we discussed, and ahankar in sattva, ahankar in rajas, and ahankar in tamas. When ahankar is in tamas, then what comes out are the five elements, the gross elements, and of course the five tanmatras. When this ahankar is in the mode of goodness, then comes out what is our mind and the 10 sensory devatas. And finally, when this ahankar is in the mode of rajas, then comes out the 10 senses, that is Jnana Shakti and Kriya Shakti, the five working senses and the five knowledge acquiring senses. 10 senses comes, intelligence comes, and then of course our prana comes. So this pranavayu that comes. So last time I think so we had this question also by Saudamani Sundari Mataji about, let me share that screen. Yeah, she was asking this last line, where Brahmaji is telling that my further transformation of the mode of passion, the sense organs like ears, skin, nose, eyes, tongue, mouth, genitals, means all the knowledge acquiring and the working senses, that together with intelligence and living energy, they all are generated. So last line was a little confusing. Actually, it was not. The way we read it is how we perceive it. So it says that the sense organs headed by intelligence and the living energy prana, they are different products and the byproducts of the second mode of nature called passion. Right? So from passion, when ahankar mixed with passion, then intelligence, prana, and the 10 senses comes in. So this mode of passion, this passion, however, is the product of the air element as described below. Because it's through the air element only, because we saw that when this ignorance and false ego, they come together, ahankar comes in the mode of ignorance, then the five gross elements and the tanmatras comes in. So those five gross elements is what air also comes in. Air is, that is one of the gross element. Earth, water, air, fire, ether. Now from that air only this prana vayu comes in. Because this prana cannot sustain without the element of air. Actually, prana, we have those prana vayus in our body. It is because of the presence of air. So that's what Prabhupada is meaning, that the air element, that which has been discussed previously when false ego interacted with tamas, this air element comes in. That from that air element only, this mode of passion is coming, because in the mode of passion, three things are coming: prana, intelligence, and the senses. So in mode of passion, this prana is the product of that air element that came in the previous, when false ego interacted with ignorance. Okay, so that's the meaning. Another thing, as Tulsi Gopi Mataji was saying, actually she was right. I checked and I came to this thing that yes, Patala Loka is not the last loka. In 14 planetary systems, it is mentioned as the Patal is the last. But below that is what is the Narakaloka. In that only, there are 28 hellish planets that Srila Sukadeva Goswami will be describing in the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So the 28 hellish planets in which the soul goes, and those who are under the jurisdiction of Yamaraj, that soul goes and gets another kind of sharira, which is known as yatana sharir, because the soul gets the sharira in order to experience what it gets in the hell. So to experience that, one gets the yatana sharira. And then there are 28 hellish planets which are being described, and they are below Patala Loka. It doesn't fall under the 14 planetary system. So these are the two things that we discussed. And now we will start with the 6th chapter, which is entitled Purusha Shukta Confirmed. Now, what is this Purusha Shukta? We know, right? Purusha Shukta are the prayers by Lord Brahma to Shirodakshaya Vishnu. So whenever there is some disturbance in the material realm, at that time, all the devatas, they are confused because they lose their position, they're attacked from the demons, and they don't know what to do. And finally, they approach Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma, along with the devatas, he goes to the shore of Kshirosagar, the milk ocean, and there Lord Brahma meditate on the Supreme Lord. And that Supreme Lord is Dakshaya Vishnu, one who lies on Kshirosagar. Lord Brahma, along with all the other demigods, they offer Purusha Shukta prayers, which are mentioned in the Vedas. Okay? Those Purusha Shukta prayers, you must have heard also, many times during the Yajna process, the Purusha Shukta and the Shri Shuktas are recited by the priest. So those Purusha Shukta prayers, they are from the Vedas. And here, Lord Brahma, when he was glorified by Narad Muni, that how you are supreme. So Brahma came to this conclusion that no, Narada, there is someone greater than me, and he is the supreme absolute truth. And we discussed that how the supreme absolute truth takes the form of Virat Purusha. In continuation to that how this Virat Purusha, now who is this Virat Purusha? This is Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, who is the expansion of Karanodakshaya Vishnu, also known as this Garbhodakshaya Vishnu is also known as Hiranyagarbha. So this Garbhodakshaya Vishnu now is being glorified by Lord Brahma as the Virat Purusha. Okay, so we have discussed in the previous chapter also that how there are different lokas and how those lokas represents the different limbs of the Virat Purusha. Okay, we discussed that how Satya Loka is compared to the head, Jana Loka is to the neck, Tapa Loka is to be the hips, lips rather, Mahar Loka is the chest, and different planetary systems, Patal, Rasatal, Mahatal, we have seen last time. So he is glorifying. And he is continuing that glorification in this chapter, that how the Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, he becomes the material cause also of this universe, because he is the one who is providing all the ingredients. Right? So that's why this chapter is entitled as Purusha Shukta Confirmed. Means whatever the glorification of Purusha, the Supreme Purusha is described in the Vedas, those Purusha Shukta is being confirmed, or rather you can say is reiterated by Lord Brahma when he is speaking to Narad Muni. Okay. So again, this will be a little technical, and it will be means because we cannot relate to it, it looks like for us quite vague, because we are not able to relate it. We are devotees, and it's better to meditate on the Supreme Lord as a 200 from Krishna form, rather imagining the different lokas as the body of Virat Purusha. The conception is imaginary, And but still, because there are devotees and Sukadeva Goswami wants to cater the needs of everybody who approaches Srimad Bhagavatam with whatever mood, with whatever intention. So Sukadeva Goswami is just giving this, that how this creation takes place, how this blueprint is provided, because the entire ingredients are also coming out from this Garbhodakshayation. This entire blueprint is provided to Brahma. Brahma is just keeping the pieces together. Like in children, you must have seen that they have a riddle in which they have certain blocks. You can say the Lego pieces. They have different blocks, and then what they do is they just assemble together by seeing the painting that is also provided in that game. So they just see the painting, and they arrange those blocks, and they finally bring that painting in a 3D form. So same here, all the ingredients, everything is being provided by Garbhodakshaya Vishnu and our Lord Brahma, who is our Sampradaya Acharya. He just arranges everything. So therefore, his creation is known as Visarga, because he does secondary creation. Whereas our Supreme Lord, he is giving, he's providing the ingredients, so his creation is known as the Sarga, or the primary creation. Okay. So let's study, and this is text 1, Brahma Vacha. So Brahmaji is continuing his conversation about the Supreme Lord to Narad Muni. Vacham nirmukham kshetram chandam sashabtathavata havya kavyamritananam jihva sarvarasasya cha. So now Brahmaji is saying, Vacham means he's saying from the mouth. So from the mouth of the Lord comes what? Speech. From the Vacham, Vahanir means the voice or the speech comes out. So now what we are seeing is that Garbhodakshaya Vishnu is providing all the ingredients. So from the mouth of the Lord comes out the speech. The speech organ also. Along with the speech organ comes. And along with the speech organ, the Devata who controls the speech also comes out. And that is what is Agni. Okay? So in the verse it says, Vajam Vahaner Mukham Kshetram. So this Mukham is the mouth from his vow. This Vahaner, fire, Vacha means voice. So the voice comes out, arose the speech, comes out the speech organ, and we all know what is the speech organ, that is our tongue. And Agni, or the sensory Devata, also comes out. Then he says, from Chandamsi Shakta Dhavata, there are 7 dhatus. The dhatus also, which are actually the skin. See, Dhavata, Prabhupada says, is skin and other layers. So there are 7 dhatus. So from those 7 dhatus comes the 7 Vedic meters. Okay? And we know what are those 7 dhatus. They are the layers of the skin. So below the skin, we have plasma, blood tissue, we have muscle tissue, we have fat tissue, we have cellular cartilage tissue, then we have bone marrow, and finally we have the vital energy, very productive and vital energy. So these are the 7 layers. So from all these 7 layers, which are known as dhatus, from these 7 layers comes out the 7 Vedic meters. Okay, these 7 dhatus, you can also search. They are known as, Prabhupada has mentioned in his purports also, not in this purport, but in later purports. Rasa, Rakta, Mamsa, Meda, Asthi, Majja, and Shukra. So they all have been mentioned. And from these 7 dhatus come the 7 Vedic meters. Okay. Now from the speech organ of the Lord, which is the tongue. So from the Lord's tongue comes the remnants of offerings to Devatas and Pittas. Okay, this also we have seen in the verse. It says Havya Kavya Amritananam. So Havya, Havyam is actually the food for the Devatas. So whenever somebody performs some sacrifices, of course, this is for the Karma Kandis, they perform their sacrifices, they invite the Devatas, and the Devatas get their share. So that is known as Havyam, which is the food for the Devatas. And Kavyam is the food for the Pitras. Okay. And Amritam is the food for, of course, both, which basically the food comes out. So Havya, Kavya, Amritanam. And from where it is coming? From the Jiva. The Lord's tongues arose these remnants of offerings, which is for the Devatas and the Pitras. And along which what comes? The sixth taste. We have the sixth taste on our tongue. So that is also coming out from the Supreme Lord. And along with that comes with whom? The Varuna. Varuna is also the demigod who is the controller of this tongue. Okay, so what are those six tastes? Those six tastes, we have sweet, salty, bitter, sour, like we take lemon, like tamarind, this is all sour. Then we have pungent, like all the pungent food. And then we have astringent. So we have six tastes. And all these six tastes, these buds are there on our tongue. But where it is originating from? It is originating from the Virat Purusha. So he is the one who is providing. So the six tastes that are coming, they are arising from the palate. And that palate, also the Lord comes out, the demigod comes out, and that is the Lord Varuna. Okay, so this is mentioned. Somebody can read the translation.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Translation. Lord Brahma said, the mouth of the Virat Purush, the universal form of the Lord, is the generating center of the voice, and the controlling deity is fire. His skin and 6 other layers are the generating centers of the Vedic hymns, and his tongue is the productive center of different foodstuffs and delicacies for offering to the demigods, the forefathers, and the general mass of people. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So we have to understand that from the Supreme Lord, everything is coming out. From the sense of the senses of the Supreme Lord, whether it is Jnana Shakti or it is Karya Shakti, from him only is coming the sense organ, the sitting place. Okay, like the voice is there, so mouth is there, taste is there, tongue is there. So the sitting place of that particular Tanamatra is also coming out from our Supreme Lord, and along with it, the Devata, the controller deity of that particular sense organ also comes out. Okay, this is in a nutshell, we have to understand. So now let's see what Prabhupada has to say. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Prabhupada writes in the purport about the opulences of the universal form of Lord. Right? These are all vibhutis of the Supreme Lord. Everything is coming out from the Supreme Lord. Mouth is the generating center for all kinds of voices, and its controlling deity is the fire demigod. Skin and other 6 layers of bodily construction are the represented generating centers of the 7 kinds of Vedic hymns, like the Gayatri. Gayatri is the beginning of the Vedic mantras. Since the generating centers are the different parts of the universal form of the Lord, and since the form of the Lord is transcendental to the material creation, it is to be understood that the voice, the tongue, the skin, etc. suggest that the Lord in his transcendental form is not without them. Okay, so that means everything is coming. We see this taste, this tongue, this voice in the material body, but actually it is present in the Supreme Lord. So from the Supreme Lord, though what we are possessing is material, but anything that is in the Supreme Lord is transcendental. But actually, everything is coming out from the Supreme Lord. That is why it is said that this material world is what? It is just the perverted reflection of the spiritual world. Urdhva Mooladha Shakam Ashwatam Pravaraya Chandamsi Yasya Parnani Yastam Veda Saveda Vidha. You know this. So it is just the perverted reflections. If we have certain variegatedness in this material world, the same variegatedness is there in the spiritual world also. But it is all in the perverted form. So all these create this voice, this tongue, this skin, everything is present in the Supreme Lord, but it is all in the transcendental form. But when it is seen same thing in the humans or in the living entities in the material world, it is contaminated. Okay, that's what Prabhupada is saying. Only difference is that the material activities are contaminated. By what? By the three modes of material nature. Whereas the potencies in the spiritual world, they are all pure and they are engaged in the unalloyed devotional service. And that is what the devotional service is. The activities in the spiritual world are without any difficulties of the material world. But there is no portion of personal voidness on the spiritual platform. There is full variegatedness in the spiritual world also. There is no voidness. And then Prabhupada quotes this from Narada Pancharatra by Narad Muni, the definition of devotional service. Sarva Padi Vinirmuktam Tat Pratvena Nirmalam Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchate. We are known as the Bhakti Yogis is because we are engaging our senses in the in pleasure of the master of the senses. The master of the senses. Who's the master of the senses? Rishikesh, the Supreme Lord. So because we are engaging our senses in the Supreme Lord, therefore it is said that we are performing this Bhakti Yoga. This is what Bhakti Yoga is. Bhakti Yoga is not to curb the desire of the senses that Jnanis have. What they do is, the Jnanis have this thought process of neti neti. Oh, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this. This is going to make me material. And the yogis, the Ashtanga yogis, they also says no to everything. They want to curb their desire. It's not that the desire doesn't come out from their heart, but they suppress that desire. Forcefully, they want to suppress that desire. So here, Prabhupada is saying that what's the use? First process is also not good when you are saying neti, neti, neti. No, use it everything in Krishna service. Na? Why you have to ignore everything? And the second thing is also not right, where you are unnecessarily trying to curb your desire, want to suppress your desire. What's the use? The desires are there, okay. Then engage them, give them proper engagement rather than blocking them, rather than suppressing them. It's just to give them the higher taste. Paramdrishtva nivartate. In that way, every sense will be purified. Prabhupada writes, originally, since all the senses are produced of the Lord's reservoirs of senses, the sensual activities of the material world are to be purified. See, everything is originating from the Supreme Lord. Aham sarvasya prabhavam. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Everything is coming out from Krishna. And he is the reservoir of all senses. Therefore, he is known as Rishikesha. So everything is coming out from the Supreme Lord. But it is transcendental, and when it comes out and it comes in the material world, then it is contaminated. So what is our process is to purify. Purify all the senses by the process of devotional service. And the purifying process begins from the stage of being liberated from the conception of different designations. Sarva Upadhi Vinirmukta. We have to give up this designation. I am Indian, I am American, I am European, I am Russian. What's the use? I am a devotee, I am a materialist. Give up all kind of designations. What designation do we have? If we imagine, even our entire universe is like a mustard seed. You all know what is a mustard seed. Entire universe is compared to the mustard seed. So what is our position? In Hindi, we say, "Hamari औकात ही क्या है?" So better stay in our position, wherever you are, and wherever you are, just do it. Everything, do everything for the pleasure of Krishna. Keep him always in the center of your life. Things will come and go, but our devotion should always be there with Krishna. We have to give up all our conception designations that we have. Every entity is engaged in some sort of service. Yeah, we are all humans, we are all social, and we engage in some service, either for the self or the family or for the society and for the country. But unfortunately, all such services are rendered due to material attachment. Why we are offering all these services to ourselves, to the family, to the society, is because of the attachment we have. It's the strong attachment that we have is what we want to serve them. And imagine if that same attachment is towards Krishna. Attachments of the material and affinity may be simply changed to the service of the Lord. We just have to dovetail. Prabhupada has introduced this word dovetail. It is very important. It makes your Krishna consciousness very, very simple. Do everything, whatever you have to. Just dovetail it to Krishna. Just do it for the pleasure of Krishna. Then what happens? That becomes the treatment for your material attachment. You are freed from the material attachments automatically. Easy said than done, but the process will help us to do whatever we have. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, very beautiful, right? Manas deho ke hum jo kichh moh अर्पित दुआ पदे नंद किशोर संपद विपद जीवन मराने दाय मम गेला तुआ ओ पद भराने. Very beautifully, our Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes, Manas deha, our mind, our body, or my family, whatever I have surrendered unto the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna. Arpi Luttua Pade Nanda Kishore. Oh, Nanda Kishore, I have surrendered unto you. Now, Sampade Vipade Jivanam Marane, in good time, in bad time, in my life, in my death, in my difficulties. It's you who are going to take care of it. Tua o pada bharane. I am choosing you only. And therefore, you have to take care. And I'm pretty sure when you will take over the charge, Dae Mama Gela, all the difficulties will go away. But what is required is our faith, our surrender. That's all what is there. Right? So here also he's saying that we are attached to all our family, our society, our country. But this attachment is the material attachment. We have this is asakti. This is wrong asakti. This is going to degrade us. Okay, it's not that we can ignore our family members, have affection to them, but not attachment. Attachment, that asakti should be towards Krishna. And we have to change that and that mentality. So the process of liberation is therefore easier through devotional service than by any other methods. And it is said in this also, Bhagavad Gita, Klesha Vikas Desham Avyakta Chetasam. So we have to simply change our attachment to Krishna, simply to Krishna's attachment. There is also another thing that he was telling. Yeah, I think so. I covered everything, right? Yeah, everything was covered. Okay, text two. सर्वासूनां च वायुश्च तन्नासे परमायने अश्विनो ओषधीनां च ग्रहणो मोद प्रमोदय. So now, first he has talked about the tongue and the voice, the fire god, and then the tongue, the six senses, and Lord Varuna. Now he's talking about the two nostrils, different kind of life airs that we have, the vayu, the air. Tannase, the two nostrils. They are what? They are the from the Lord's nostrils, sense organ. What comes out? Pramayane means that's a generating center because the air comes out, different kinds of life air comes out. Ashwini, the Ashwini Kumaras, again the demigods, and all the, along with Ashwini Kumaras, because they are very expert in the medicinal herbs. So Oshadhinam also comes out. And with that, the smelling power comes out. Grahano. All the smelling powers also comes out from that sense organ. So from the Lord's sense organ of smell, now what element comes out? It's the earth element. We have seen the fire. And now the earth elements comes out. And from this tan nase refers to the nostrils of the Supreme Lord. Ashwini Kumaras, along with the medicinal herbs, they comes out. Moda and Pramoda, they are basically the special perfumes because of which the sense organ works. So, Grahano Moda Pramoda. Grahano means to accept his smelling power. That is, gives a kind of a pleasure that is more than Pramoda. It's a different kind of perfumes that Shirajiva Goswami mentions. Somebody can read the translation.
Hare Krishna Mataji. His two nostrils are the generating centers of our breathing and all other airs. His smelling powers generate the Ashwini Kumara demigods and all kinds of medicinal herbs. And his breathing energies produce different kinds of fragrance. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Ganga Prabhu. This is more than Pramoda. It comes. Third. Rupanam tejasam chakshurdiva suryasya chakshini karanam disham cha tirthanam shrotram akasha shabdayo. So now, Rupam Tejasa. So from his Rupa, from the Lord's form and sense organ arose form, seeing, because Aksha refers to the eyes. So the Lord's seeing organ, that is through his eyes, comes form, arose form. And from his place of seeing, the eyeballs, they come, and those eyeballs are the sun, this divine sun deity, or you can say the sun god, he comes out. That is the sense organ of seeing. What is the sense organ of seeing? Is the eyes, the eyeballs. Then from his place of hearing, okay, arose the direction devi, thus. And this is our organ, that is ear, from his ear, karna, right? Karna disham cha tirthanam. Tirthanam refers to, here Prabhupada is saying, is the Vedas. But actually Tirthanam, here Prabhupada writes in the purport, the word Tirthanam is sometimes interpreted to mean the places of pilgrimage. But Srila Jiva Goswami says that it means the reception of the Vedic transcendental knowledge. Okay, so this is the propounders of the Vedic knowledge. They are also known as Tirthas. Somebody can read the translation.
I can read, Mataji.
Yeah, go ahead.
His eyes are the generating centers of all kinds of forms, and they glitter and illuminate. His eyeballs are like the sun and the heavenly planets. His ears hear from all sides and are receptacles for all the Vedas, and his sense of hearing is the generating center of the sky and of all kinds of sound. Thank you.
Thank you, Satyam. So, from this organ of hearing comes sound, ether. Ether and sound comes out, means the tanmatra and the gross element. So you see, in this way, everything is being provided. But it looks so difficult to comprehend, because it's really very difficult. It's much easier to meditate on the two-handed form of Krishna, rather meditating and understanding about this Virat Purusha. Therefore, time and again, Prabhupada is saying that this is for those who are less intelligent. Those who are less intelligent, who cannot perceive the presence of the Lord, well, for them it is easier that they can compare to this material world also, to the body of the Supreme Lord, by which they can at least understand the presence of the Supreme. It's just the way to bring them closer to the Lord. But it is much, much, much easier to practice this Bhakti Yoga and meditate on the two-handed form of Lord Shri Krishna, having beautiful pastimes in Vraj. It gives so much of pleasure if we think of Krishna and his dear associates. Much easier. And why to take this extra, cumbersome process? But our Sukhdev Goswami, because Parikshit Maharaj asked this question about creation, so he's quoting this samvad between Brahma and Narada. Anyway, because it has been mentioned, it's the part of Srimad Bhagavatam. We should know every angle by which we can understand the Supreme Lord. Tat gatram vastu saranam saubhagasya cha bhajanam tvag asya sparshavayuscha sarvamedhasya chaivahi. Somebody can read the translation.
His bodily surface is the breeding ground for the active principle of everything and for all kinds of auspicious opportunities. His skin, like the moving air, is the generating center for all kinds of sense of touch and is the place for performing all kinds of sacrifice.
Thank you. Thank you, Indulekha Mataji. So from the body comes the place of auspiciousness. So of course our Supreme Lord is always Mangalakarta. Amangalahari, Mangalakara, Mangalahari. He just takes away all the inauspiciousness and he gives all auspiciousness. He takes away all inauspiciousness and gives all auspiciousness. So the entire body, which is now he's calling it as Saubhagasya. It's very, very auspicious. It has all the auspicious opportunities. So from his body, which is the place of auspiciousness, comes all his Shaktis. Okay? Comes all his Shaktis. Tat Gatram, Vastu Sarana. Comes all the kinds of Shaktis comes out. From the Lord's touch organ. What is that touch organ? That is the skin. Comes the object touch. This is the tanmatra that is coming. And from the place of organ of touch comes the deity. And that deity is known as Vayu. Okay, so how the Vayu comes in, how the moving air comes in. The air is the moving agent in all the planets and generating centers for promotion to the deserving planets and sacrifice, and his bodily surface are naturally the origin of all auspicious opportunities. So his body, which is very, very auspicious, which is place of all auspicious opportunities, he is Mangalakarta, comes all his Shaktis, and from his skin comes the sense object, that is touch. And from that skin only comes the deity, which is Vayu. Okay. Romani Utpija Jatinam Yerva Yajnastu Samvrata Keshasma Kesha Shamarshu Nakhanyasya Shilalo Pabra Vidyutam. So now somebody can read the translation.
Hare Krishna. The hairs on his body are the causes of all vegetation, particularly of those trees which are required as ingredients for sacrifice. The hairs on his head and face are reservoirs for the clouds, and his nails are the breeding ground of electricity, stones, and iron ores. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So from his body hairs, so two types of hairs are being discussed in this verse. One is the hairs that we have on our head and beard, because he's talking about Purusha, Garbhodakshai Vishnu. So the beard and the face, the head, keshas. Another is the hairs that we have on our body, entire body. So from the body hairs of the Supreme Lord comes out all the trees. And in this verse is mentioned the Udbhija Jatina. This is a very special kind of trees which are used in the sacrifices. So by which the sacrifices are performed. So the body hairs comes out all these trees. And from the hairs that are there on the head and on the face, that is beard, comes clouds. And from his nails comes lightning, minerals and metals. So from the nails arose lightning, minerals and metals. From the hair which are there on the head and the beard comes the clouds, and the bodily hairs, from the bodily hairs comes the trees which are used for the sacrifice. Text 6. Bahavalokapalanam prayasya shema karmanam. Okay, I'll read. The Lord's arms. Bahavo refers to the arms. The arms of the Supreme Lord were Kshatriyas. In the previous chapter, we saw the arms are the Kshatriyas. Kshatriyas, they come out from the arms. And what is the duty of the Kshatriyas? Is to give protection. So the Lord's arms are the protective fields for the great demigods and other leaders of the living entities who protect the general mass. So in nutshell, what he wants to say, that from the arms comes those demigods, those who protect the people. Shema Karmanana means those who protect. And who protects? They are the Lokpalas. They are the Digpalas. So when we'll come to the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, in the planetary portion of this entire things will be described. At that time, there is a section that comes the Sumeru mountain, and on the Sumeru mountain, on the top of the Sumeru mountain, is the resident place. Not the resident, I should say, but it's a vacational, for vacation. It's the place of all the Digpalas, the Lokpalas, those who protect. So here, Brahmaji is saying, Bahava Lokapalanam Prayasya Shema Karmanam. From the arms of that Garbhodaksha Vishnu arose the Lokpalas who protect the people. Let's read the purport. The important verse of Srimad Bhagavatam is corroborated and nicely explained. There are many powerful kings, leaders, learned scholars, scientists, artists, and of course, we have powerful deities like Brahma, Shiva, Indra, Chandra. They all are protecting the interest of the universal affairs of maintenance in different positions. And all of them are different powerful parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord, because they are empowered by the Supreme Lord only to have control over whatever positions they are entrusted with. But the Supreme Lord is Krishna. He is the father of all the living entities, Aham Bija Pradapita, who are placed at different high and low position according to their desires and aspirations. So all the living entities, because of the desire only, because of the desire and aspiration only, they are positioned sometimes high, sometimes low. But ultimately, the original father of all the living entities is Lord Shri Krishna. A sane person must know for certain that a living being, however powerful he may be, but he is neither absolute nor independent. This is very important. Sometimes we say that, oh, we need some independence. What will you do with that independence? After all, we are 100% dependent on the Supreme Lord. What's there in our hand? Nothing. Going to some place, we can make thousands of plans, but will we reach to that place or not? It's nothing in our control. So, we may be however powerful a living being can be, but he is not independent. He is neither absolute nor independent. Therefore, all the living entities, beings, must accept the origin of their specific power as mentioned in this verse. And if they can act accordingly, then simply by discharge their respective occupational duties, they can achieve the highest perfection of life. As long as the powerful men of the world do not accept the origin of their respective powers, then, namely the personality of Godhead, it does not respect the Ishwartva, the controllership, the mastership of the Supreme Lord, then what will happen? They will be always in the clutches of Maya. They will act according to Maya. So it's up to us whether we accept Lord Shri Krishna as the controller or the master, or we ignore his controllership and mastership, and then we are always under Maya. Maya will always engage us, and that's what happened. We want to become the Ishwaras, that's why we landed in this material world. We want to enjoy separately from Krishna. Krishna Bahirmukha Bhogavancha Kare Nikate Maya Tai Chapatiya Dhare. Maya standing near and immediately she takes over the charge. And the actions of Maya are such that a powerful person is misled by the illusory material energy and wrongly accepts as all in all and does not develop God consciousness. Classic example is Ravana. Such a powerful person. The entire Navagrahas, the Kal was under him. But still, we know that what happened. He was misled by the illusory material energy. And then he wrongly accepted himself all in all, and he did not develop any God consciousness. And he wants to enjoy Mother Sita, wants to reject Lord Ram and wants to enjoy Mother Sita. So what happened? We know. That's the history. So as such, the false sense egoism, myself, mine, has become over prominent in this world, and there is a hard struggle for existence in human society. The intelligent class, therefore, Prabhupada is saying, must admit the Lord as the ultimate source of all energies, and thus pay tribute to the Lord for all his good blessings. So we should, that is the nature of the intelligent person, that the intelligent person always meditate on the Supreme Lord and always acknowledges the power of that Supreme Lord, that he is the ultimate source of all energies, and thus he pay tribute to the Lord for his good blessings. Simply by accepting the Lord as the supreme proprietor of everything, since he is actually so, one can achieve the highest perfection of life. Whatever a person may be in the estimation of the social orders of things, if a person tries to reciprocate a feeling of love towards the Supreme Personality of Godhead and is satisfied with the blessings of the Lord, he will at once feel the highest peace of mind, and which he is hankering life after life. Bhoktaram Yagatapasanam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Sufrit Sarvabhutanam Kyatmam Mam Shantim Richati. Krishna himself in Bhagavad Gita is giving this peace formula, that you should always be full consciousness of me, and you should also always consider me to be the ultimate benefactor of all the austerities of all the activities you perform. Do it for the pleasure of Krishna. And I am, he's saying, I am the well-wisher of all the Surya Sarva Bhutana. I am the well-wisher. I am always Mangalakarta. Jnatva mam, those who know this, Shantim Richati, they attain the everlasting peace. This is the peace formula that even Prabhupada is talking here. Whatever a person may be in the estimation of the social order of thing, if a person tries to reciprocate the feeling of love, then he is satisfied by the blessing of the Lord and at once we accept the highest peace of mind for which we are hankering life after life. What we want is peace, happiness. And the peace formula is given that understand that the Supreme Lord is all in all. Peace of mind, or in other words, the healthy state of mind, can be achieved only when the mind is situated in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Otherwise, there is no peace, no matter how much ever you try. But there is no peace, there is no happiness, there is no satisfaction in this world. You can satisfy n number of people, but still there is no highest satisfaction that one can achieve. That highest satisfaction can only be achieved when we satisfy the Supreme Lord, when we do it for His pleasure, when we engage ourselves in His service. The part and parcels of the Lord are endowed with specific powers for rendering service unto the Lord. Just as the big business magnates' sons are empowered with specific powers of administration. Similarly, those who are the obedient son, see, Prabhupada is writing, the obedient son of the father never goes against the will of the father, and therefore passes his entire life very peacefully in concurrence with the head of the family, that is the father. Similarly, the Lord is our Father, and therefore we should cooperate with Him. All the living entities should fully and satisfactorily discharge their duty by the will of the Father. And then they will attain the highest peace. Sarvasya tomar charana sampiya. गोड़ी छो तुम्हारे करे तुम ही तो ठाकुर तुम्हारे कुकुल बोलिए जाहूं मेरे. So this should be our nature. That yes, oh Lord, whatever you want, I am your cuckoo, I am your dog, I am your pet dog, and I am there standing at your house, and I'll protect your house. But the point is that I'm surrendered. Now you do whatever you want. You do whatever you want, but I will always meditate upon you. That is the obedience that we should have towards the Supreme Lord. Okay. Just like a dog. And we are all Prabhupada's dogs. This is our, the patta that we have that shows that, yes, we are pet. We are surrendered unto Srila Prabhupada. They surrendered to Lord Shri Krishna. Whatever he wants, you can do. We will cover one more verse and then we will stop. Vikramo bhurбhuva swascha shemasya sharanasya cha sarvakamavarasyapi harishcharanaspadam. Somebody can read the translation.
Thus, the forward steps of the Lord are the shelter for the upper, lower, and heavenly planets, as well as for all that we need. His lotus feet serve as protection from all kinds of fear.
So what? Thank you, Satyendra. So from the steps of the Supreme Lord comes what? Bhurloka, Bhuvarloka, and Swargaloka. Bhur, Bhuvar, and Swarg. They all are coming from the steps of the Supreme Lord. And from his feet comes auspiciousness and also the items that gives protection and bestow all the desires. Harish Charanaspadam. His lotus feet is the greatest shelter in all kinds of fear. For absolute protection from all sorts of fear, as well as from all our needs of life, we must take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. Abhay Charana Ravindare. Rajahure Man Sri Nandanandana Abhay Charana Ravindare. That gives fearlessness. Lord Ramachandra also in his Ramcharan Shloka, he says, Dadami, that, what's that verse? Somebody can help me out.
सत्कृदेव
Satyeva
प्रपन्नोऽयं तवास्मि स इति च याचते अभयं सर्वदा तस्मै ददामि एतद् व्रतं मम.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Dadami etatato mama. That is my one-pointed vrat that Lord Ramachandra takes. That I give abhayam, I give fearlessness. So we must take shelter from all sorts of fear to the Supreme Lord. Demons are also fearless. They are also fearless, but their fearlessness is altogether on a different category. They have this kind of mentality of fearlessness is that I am all in all. Nobody is supreme than me. Jo hoga dekha jayega. That kind of fearlessness. I'll do whatever I want. I don't care. That kind of mood. But the devotees, when they are in any kind of fear, they should always take shelter under the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. Krishna says, Ma Shuchahana, do not fear. Sarvdharman Parityaja. Just give up everything and surrender unto me. I'll take care of everything. So is Krishna's words not coming true? Krishna's words are always true. It's what we lack is the faith. We want immediate results. That doesn't happen. So we should be patient. Utsaha nischyat dhairyat. You should have that patience, enthusiasm in serving Lord Shri Krishna and the determination in doing devotional service. And the results will come. You should have that faith because Krishna himself has promised, Ma Shucha, do not fear. So we must take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, not only in this planet, but also in the upper, lower, and heavenly planets, in whichever planets we are. This absolute dependence on the Supreme Lord's lotus feet of Paul is what is known as pure devotional service. Total dependence. Rakho bhi maro bhi jo ichha toga. Nityadas pradatulyadika. That is the total dependence. Avashya rakshiva Krishna vishvasa palana. That is the dependence. That is the faith. That is the surrender unto the Supreme. And it is directly hinted at within this passage. No one should have any kind of doubt in this matter. One should be inclined to seek the help of, no one should have any kind of doubt in this matter, nor should be inclined to seek the help of any other demigods. Akama sarvakama moksha kama. If we have some kamana, if we don't have some kamana, even if we have a kamana of liberation, why to go here and there? Just go to the right source, go to Lord Shri Krishna. He'll fulfill all your desires. But when something comes up, we want to just, like a monkey jumping from one branch to another of a tree, we also want to jump. Maybe I'll go to this demigod, maybe I'll go to this demigod. When the sufferings comes, we want to literally eradicate all our sufferings. And in that regard, we want to forget Lord Shri Krishna and go to some demigods in aspiration, in this desire that they will give immediate results. We know that demigods, they give immediate results. But we forget this point that the sufferings what we are having and what we are bearing is because of our own prarabdha. Demigods have no power to change our prarabdha. Our prarabdha we have to bear. So why to go all to these demigods? They can also fulfill the desire in whatever jurisdiction they have. To the extent they are empowered by Krishna, they can give. So the intelligent class of people, those who are totally dependent, they should not have any doubt in this matter that my Lord will not protect. Nor they should be inclined to seek the help of any other demigods, because all of them are dependent on him only. They all are dependent on Krishna. Everyone except the Lord himself is dependent on the mercy of the Lord. Even all the pervading soul is also dependent on the supreme aspect of Bhagavan. So he is the ultimate. So very beautifully, I would like to share one verse. Not verse, but it's a beautiful bhajan where Bhakti Thakur is only singing in this Sharanagati. Tumi to mare bejare. These days, KK songs is not working. So I don't know whether it's actually in Vaishnava songs we can see.
Yeah, in ISKCON Desired it will work, Mataji. KK songs yesterday also I was checking. It was not
No,
working.
KK songs is not working. So very beautiful. Tumi tomari bejare ki kare rakhi pare ichha basa tribhuvana brahmadi deva gana tava dasa ganana kore tava ajnara pala. Who can protect that person whom you wish to slay? Rakhi. Krishna decided to kill, then who can protect? If Krishna decided to protect, then who can kill? That's what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying. Who can protect that person whom you wish to slay, Krishna? The three worlds, they are obedient to your will. The gods, headed by Brahma, are your countless servants. All these demigods, headed by Brahma, they are your countless servants. And they are standing ready to execute your command only. So why to jump around and approach all these demigods? Brahma Adi Deva Gana Tava Dasa Gana. They are your Asankhya Das. No, इनकी कोई गणना नहीं है. There are so many of them, but they are ultimately your servants. कोरे तवा आज्ञा पालन, ये तुम्हारी आज्ञा का पालन करते हैं. They follow your plan only. तवा इच्छा माते जाते गृह गणा विरात शुभ शुभ पालन करोदान रोग शोक मृति भय तव इच्छा मते होए तव आज्ञा सदा बलवान. तुम्हारी आज्ञा ही सदा बलवान है. By your will, the planets exercise their auspicious and inauspicious influences on the living entities. So sometimes when we are in trouble, we seek for some astrological people, those who can see our astrology. But we forget that this astrological situation in the chart, first of all, it is by our prarabdha, because of which certain astrological charts comes in. Some positions of different planets comes in. So we have to bear, rather tolerate it and just bear it. Let your prarabdha get finished, because that cannot be changed at any point of time. Whatever this body is made up of, whatever prarabdha this body is made up of, we have to bear, right? So he is saying that even those planets exercise their auspicious and inauspicious influences like illness, grief, death, and fear. It is occurring by your will. Your command is all powerful. So we sometimes say that, okay, this Shani has done, Rahu has done, Jupiter, Mars, Mangal. We blame all these, but they have nothing in their hand. They are also working on the order of the Supreme Lord. So why to jump around to these demigods? Why not just focus on Harinam? Why not just focus on the Supreme Lord? Why not just focus on the devotional service unto the Supreme Lord? And he says, Sada Shuddha Siddha Kama Bhakta Vatsala Nama. Tumhara naam hi Bhakta Vatsala. You carry this name. भक्त जनेरा नित्य स्वामी तुम्ही तो राखी बेजारे की तारे मारीते पारे सकल विधीरा विधि तुम्ही विधि का विधान लिखते हो. Means you are the one who is taking in charge of everything. In fear of you, he's saying the wind blows, the sun, moon, everybody who have been allotted duties, they are performing these allotted duties because of your fear. You are the Supreme Lord. You are the Supreme Spirit. Your residence is the heart of your loving devotee. Tava Bhoy. Okay, this is, we were reading Shuddha Siddha Kama, Bhakta Vatsala Nama. You are eternally pure. Your all desires are fulfilled. Your name is Bhakta Vatsala. You are very affectionate to the Vaishnavas. You are the eternal Lord of loving devotees. Who can slay that person whom you wish to protect? You are the law of all laws. Sakala vidhira vidhi tumi vidhi ka vidhan ho. तुम्हारा चरणे नाथ कोरी अच्छे प्रणिपात. I do pranipad. I do surrender unto you. Bhakti Vinoda Tavadas. Vipada hoite Swami avashya tahara tumi rakshive tahara e vishwas. That I am your eternal servant. I am Bhakti Vinod. I am just bowing down to you. I am offering all my prayers, my obeisances to you. Vipida hoite, whenever some problem comes, I have this drid vishwas, avashya tahara tumi rakshive, that you will protect me, because you have boldly declared through your devotee, Name Bhakta Pranashyati, my devotee will never perish. Tahara e vishwas, holding on to your words, I am fully confident that you will take care. Protect me from all kind of dangers. Okay, so this was our Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was helping us to understand. Okay, we'll stop here. Today somehow I'm also not feeling well, and it's almost time. We have 15 more minutes, but if we have any questions, we can take up. But from 8th verse onwards, we'll start on Tuesday. Yes, let's start. Sadamini Mataji, yes, go ahead. I hope Sadamini Mataji, you heard, you were present at that time when I answered your question.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you so much. I heard Mataji from that it was talking of pran element.
Yes,
Yeah,
air.
so
Yeah.
air element, so pran. Thank you so much, Mataji. I had something to share, and also I had one question, Mataji.
Go ahead.
The sharing thing is that this song when you were sharing, তুমি তো মারিবে যারে কে তারে রাখিতে পারে. So I was thinking, Mataji, তুমি তো মারিবে যারে, when Mahaprabhu came to hit Madhai, then কে তারে রাখিতে পারে, Nityananda Prabhu could save him. So Guru can save, no, Mataji, even if Krishna gets angry on someone.
Of course, because Shri Guru is who? He is the representative of Lord Shri Krishna. And he is a pure devotee of Lord Shri Krishna. And Krishna says that though I am Swarat, but still Ham Bhakta Paradhinam. मैं अपने भक्त के पराधीन होता हूँ. And the spiritual masters, they are the best devotees. They are the best devotees of Lord Shri Krishna. And whatever Krishna does also is through the medium of Shri Guru. So of course, Krishna decides, and if our Shri Guru intervenes, then Krishna can also stop. Because Krishna says, Aham Bhakta Paradhina.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yes.
And question, Mataji, this first text only, in the Parpat, Mataji, just before this shloka, Sarvopadhi Vinirmuktam, this line, there is no question of impersonal voidness on the spiritual platform. Mataji, Brahma Jyoti is spiritual, Mataji, in spiritual platform. And
Of course it
there
is
is
spiritual.
impersonalism.
It is spiritual only. But still Prabhupada, because time and again Prabhupada don't want any of his devotee to land up in Brahma Jyoti. So time and again Prabhupada de-glamorized this position of Brahma Jyoti, and therefore sometimes we say you fall down even from Brahma Jyoti. So of course it's a spiritual world and it is full of voidism. But actually, if you study the Sandarbhas by Srila Jiva Goswami, he mentions that even Brahma Jyoti is not void. Actually, it's a very beautiful place. There are many trees, many lakes, many reservoirs of water, mountains, everything. It's very beautiful. But still, Prabhupada call it as voidism because he doesn't want any of his follower to land up there. Because it's once you land up, you are eternal. Your position is eternal. So therefore, he says that there is voidism. No, there is no voidism. Actually, the spiritual world, what he is talking about in this purport is the Vaikuntha Loka, which is full of spiritual meaning.
Okay.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you, sir. Mataji, can I ask another question?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Text 4, Mataji, Tad Gatram and again Twak Asya. So Gatram, which is bodily
It's the
surface, and
body.
Twak,
Yeah.
and Twak is skin. So Gatram and skin referring to the same thing, Mataji?
It's the same thing, but Gatram refers to the entire bodily surface from where this different Shaktis are coming. But skin is actually one of the element, the Tanmatra. The touch is the Tanmatra, and the skin is the element that moves.
Oh, okay. Gatram means the entire bodily surface.
So skin and touch. But actually, it's the bodily surface is talking about the entire body.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Sunil Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji Dandatvanam. Thank you so much, Mataji, for so beautiful class. And you have explained that we should not go for demigods, though they will give the instant, but they will not change our path. And Mataji, I was just thinking, when we were saying about the demigods, they will give instant results, even in the incarnations of Krishna. So how to be fixed with one form? For example, when you were describing about Ramachandra, he's so merciful. The thought comes actually, oh, I wish Mahaprabhu could be like him actually. So how to be
Who?
fixed? Mahaprabhu usually doesn't fulfill the material desires. We have a lot about it. And even in incarnations of Krishna, there's various.
Incarnations of Krishna are not the demigods.
Yes, Mataji, but how to be fixed in one form, in that also.
Oh, how to fix in the one form. That depends upon your mood, Prabhu. But actually, don't consider it to be being a polytheism. Okay, we are not polytheistic. Where when we worship Lord Nrsimhadev, when we worship Mahaprabhu, when we worship Lord Ramachandra, we worship Lord Sri Krishna. This is not polytheism, okay? Because we are still worshipping that one Supreme Lord and his incarnations or his expansions. But how to fix in them? Actually, there is no harm in having faith in all of them because they are not different from Krishna. It's just like Brahma Samhita describes one candle, and from one candle, different candles are lit up. So all the candles are equally effulgent, equally illuminating, equally powerful, equally potent. But that one single candle, which is the original candle, is Lord Shri Krishna. So yes, there is no harm. It's up to us whom we are more attracted to, or then definitely because it's the form of my Supreme Lord Krishna only. So there is no harm. You can always worship them and we can get attracted to them. If we are attracted to Lord Nrsimhadev, still we'll be in Dasya Bhav and we will be landing up in Narsimha Loka, one of the Vaikuntha planet. Mahaprabhu also in Navadvip. So they are also in the spiritual world only, full of variegatedness, full of service. And getting attracted to Mahaprabhu actually gives double benefit. And then you are serving Mahaprabhu also as those devotees who are serving in Chaitanya Leela. But originally they are from Krishna Leela also. Like our Rupa Manjari. She is in a Manjari Bhav also, and she is also in Goswami Bhav as Rupa Goswami, serving Mahaprabhu. So you get double identity. It's all up to you, Prabhu. It's depend upon the mood of a devotee whom they are more attracted to. But there is no harm in worshipping all these. But demigods are altogether different. Okay. That's how we have to understand.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Tulsi Gopi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Mhm.
In the beginning, when Narad Muni is asking Brahmaji this question about who is there any, you're the supreme or is there anyone higher? So at that time, when they both, Narad Muni is not less intelligent like us, but still, how come he's going in so, Brahmaji is going in so much detail about Virat Rupa? And I'm just jumping ahead, like ultimately, does he clarify that the form of Krishna is the most supreme?
He will clarify that ultimately devotional service unto Krishna is the supreme.
Okay.
Of
And
course,
then Virat Rupa is
uh,
not so supreme like that. He will
means it
answer.
is supreme only because it is related to our Supreme Lord. But unnecessary when you can hold your ear like this, why to hold like this? That's the point. When the process is simple, easy, and sublime, just follow that process instead of taking some long routes and cumbersome processes.
Okay. So even these great living and these higher living entities also have discussed in so much detail about Virat Rupa, and that surprises me that they.
Yeah, of course, because all these demigods you see, how they are coming out from the body of Virat Purusha only. That's why I'm saying the form is not imaginary. Everything is actually coming out from the body. It's true. Everything is coming from the body of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. He is the one who is providing all the ingredients. The entire blueprint is given to them. Is given to Brahmaji by Vishnu. So the form is not imaginary. But those who have this conception, because they cannot focus on the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna, so therefore they have this conception of meditating on Virat Purusha, which is also not wrong in one sense, because ultimately at least they are acknowledging the existence of Lord Shri Krishna or the Supreme Lord. They are not thinking themselves to be the highest. So
Okay,
in
okay.
sense it is okay, but yeah.
So those who meditate on Virat Purusha are still better than those who want to achieve voidism in Brahma
Ah,
Jyoti, right?
ah, ah.
Okay. So they will not achieve Brahma Jyoti, but at least they will also go higher, right? Those
They
who
will
think.
also go higher, of course, of course.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Yes, Lalita Govinda Priya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mataji, I had one question on Prarabdha Karma that you mentioned. When we take initiation, we get a new birth, a spiritual birth, and we get a clean slate. That's what I've heard. But how does that affect Mataji, taking initiation and Prarabdha Karma? If you can share
Oh.
something.
So when we take initiation, it is said that now we are a clean slate, but actually it is not like that. It's not that we dump all our karmas onto our spiritual master and done with everything and now we are a clean slate. It doesn't work like that. Still means that upcoming karmas that we are supposed to get, that is destroyed after initiation. And that initiation is also the mantra initiation, the Gayatri initiation, which is actually considered to be the real initiation. Okay? So, of course, all that upcoming are destroyed. But still, we see that even those who have received these Gayatri mantras, they undergo different problems and sufferings and dukkha. So, why it is so? So then it is being said that it is because of our lust, the desire to achieve something, the kamana that we have. So whatever desire, if our course, there'll be no more adding of further prarabdha karmas that are supposed to come in our life. Okay. But during Diksha Kale, Shishya Kare Atma Samarpana. That if it Atma Samarpana at that time at Diksha Kale is not there, and even if little bit of Kamavasana is there, Kamavasana is not only just about the sexual thing, but otherwise also in attaining or having different material desires, that is Kamavasana. If we have that and we work accordingly as per those kama vasana. Then the upcoming prarabdhas will also show up. Then, because that Atma Samarpana at that time is not there. So, how many of us, we can truly speak to our own self? How many of us have really done Atma Samarpana during Diksha Kala? Means Nitya Dasprati Tu Adhikar. How many of us are really into this? If we are, then these sufferings won't matter, because we have already given that adhikar to our spiritual master, that you are the one. So if you are giving these sufferings, Krishna is giving through you, then also I'll accept it. But that Atma Samarpana was not there 100%. Frankly speaking, Mataji, it's on YouTube, but it's in ISKCON, we are very easily getting initiations. Dikshas are just distributed as prasad, which is good in one sense that at least everybody is getting connected to Krishna. But in other sense, sometimes we take it for granted. Because Diksha in the previous times was a very earned thing. The disciple has to earn. How many of us are earning in this? Here and there, left, right, center, we are all getting initiated. Do we really deserve it? So that's how we have to understand. And please don't misunderstand this, that during Diksha, you just dump all your karmas onto your spiritual master and now he's the one who will bear everything. That doesn't happen. Whatever prarabdha which with this body is made up of. See, when the soul enters into the womb of a mother through the medium of a semen of a father, at that time, from our sanchit karmas, from our that godown of karmas, certain handful of karmas are taken, good and bad together, and with which this body is made up of. So whatever at that time the prarabdhas are written, we have to bear no matter what. We have to bear those prarabdhas. Now, while bearing those prarabdhas, while bearing those prarabdhas, if we come and get initiated, at that time what happens is the cycle stops. But if that Atma Samarpan is not there, then again the leftover prarabdha will also come and show up. So this is how we have to understand. I hope this helps, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I had one quick question.
Mhm.
When the devatas give things easily, then what about like our prarabdha karma? Isn't it that they should
That's
also
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They give it easily. People think that, oh, if I go to this person, if I go to this demigod, I will get whatever I want. But they forget that they cannot go beyond our prarabdhas. Our prarabdhas will we have to bear. They cannot go. Like, for example, I'll give you a very simple example. The girls who are not married, and if their marriage is delayed, it is being said that you go to Lord Shiva and you pray and you will get a wonderful husband. Now, do all the girls who pray and who does, there's a ritual of doing Sola Somvar. I don't know how many of you have heard it. So everybody who does Sola Somvar will get a husband. Even the demigods, they are not bound to give you whatever you wish, whatever you desire. You need to deserve also. Okay, so that where the prarabdhas comes in. That if your marriage is written that it is delayed in your prarabdha, and no matter how much Sola Somvar you do, how many rounds of Sola Somvars, you will not get it. But what happens is when you worship Lord Shri Krishna, the intensity of the prarabdha can reduce. Even he cannot finish your prarabdha. The intensity can be reduced. There's a very beautiful story that one Madhav Das, I think so. Yeah, he was a very great devotee of Lord Jagannath. And he was outside of Lord Jagannath temple, and his condition was very bad, means he was even urinating, and means he was totally on bed, and he couldn't go and worship and see Lord Jagannath in the Jagannath temple. So one day he saw that Lord Jagannath himself comes and cleans his stool and urine and makes him clean. And he asked Jagannath, "What is this? Why you are doing this? If you really want to help me, just remove this suffering now altogether." And Jagannath says, "No, I cannot do it because this is your prarabdha. Just bear it and finish it off. So I cannot do this. This is your prarabdha. You have to bear." In the case of Jagai and Madai also, Mahaprabhu says, "I take away all your sins, but then I have to distribute your sins." And these prarabdha doesn't nullify, doesn't go down to zero. It can be, intensity can be reduced by worshipping Lord Shri Krishna. That's possible. But altogether finishing of your prarabdha, no. Therefore, when we sign this bond, this contract of Krishna consciousness, joining this Krishna consciousness, when we sign this contract, nowhere it is written that now no sufferings will come on you. Sufferings will come because that's the dukhalayam we are in. Sufferings will come. But then to get away those sufferings or seeing those sufferings in the right perspective, that intelligence, that is given by Krishna. So that you have the strength to bear those sufferings or to see those sufferings in the right perspective. That intelligence Krishna gives. Provided now again you worship or you follow all the rules of worshipping Lord Shri Krishna with ananyata, with full determination.
Okay, thank you very much, Mataji.
So that's why in the purport also Prabhupada was mentioning that even the demigods cannot go beyond it. So why to jump around and go to this demigod, that demigod, for this purpose, for that purpose? Even if you have material desires, still go to Krishna. Still go, still do his Tivrena Bhakti Yoga. Still do his bhakti only. Akama Sarva Kama Moksha Kama. Whatever you have, even material desires also you have, go to Krishna. Na? He is your eternal father. He is the father. He is this loving Sukrit Sarva Bhutanam. He is your ultimate well-wisher. Go to him directly. Okay, so we'll stop here. Thank you all so much for your participation, and I'm so sorry that today we are ended little late, but now it's already time. Okay. Hare Krishna. Let's stop here. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhaivacha.
सिंधुभैरव पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णवेंद्र की जय
Mantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
की जय। हरे कृष्णा, हरि बोल।
Devotees, thank you so much for joining. Hare Krishna.
हरि बोल।